Yo everyone, so now we've got Crystal Heart and we're gonna go down to Uumuu. So you want to Crystal Dash over here and open the menu as soon as you get to this fall. Then we're gonna be, Crystal Hearting using Crystal Dash over here. So something that can happen is sometimes, let me go back into here. Sometimes the tick on the far left can get in your way and just hit you. Usually you go straight through him like that, and you want to cancel your C dash so that you get to this point, and then dash into the transition. That's the fastest way to do it. Sometimes that crawl it or tick or whatever it's called will actually hit you out of your crystal dash. It's random, you can't do anything about it. So anyway, you'll get to this room, and we want to go for mid drop here. Just because it's safer. Sometimes these guys can be assholes, and if you get hit like that, sometimes you can get hit on your way down as well, just like I explained in the very first split. Just something to keep in mind. So anyway, we're gonna C-dash over, and I canceled my crystal dash a little bit late. You just fall down like so. Usually it'll be like that. Again, don't inventory drop there, because that'll cause inventory storage. You want to get down to this point and crystal dash in. After you get past this big bench fly, you just cancel the C dash so you don't hit the Gome. Sometimes you can get an up slash on him. It's not really worth going for because you don't need soul that badly. You can get a lot of soul off of Uumuu just by dream nailing him without losing any time. Okay, so usually we go past this guy and just up slash him. I'm killing him just so I can illustrate the acid skip here. So the way you want to do this acid skip is just walk off this platform. Just like that. Okay, so don't try to dash or jump or anything, just walk off the platform. And C dash as soon as you touch the wall. Okay, now there are some timings to this, but it's not... This crystal dash is not super difficult. Make sure, if you're practicing, make sure you don't have Isma's Tear, otherwise you'll get sucked up into the acid and it won't work. So yeah, so one thing is that you can actually do it too high so that you get the crystal dash, but then you'll get to this point and you'll hit a ceiling and it'll stop the C dash. That just means you did it too high. You can also do the C dash input before you touch the wall, then it's not going to register. You can do the C dash too low to the ground, and that'll make it really hard to get the wall jump at the end. By to the ground, I mean too close to the acid. But if you just walk off C dash as soon as you touch the wall, you'll get this pretty much every time. Then as you get to this point, you want to wall jump off, dash over here, then just fall. Avoid this platform to the right, and just land straight in the transition. So here we're going to go through a couple drops that you can do through this room. You want to learn at least one of them so that you know how to do it, so that you don't get fucked over by this room. As you can see, it's very easy to get fucked over. Not the room. The room is not easy, so... The basic beginner strat is going like this, dash again. You want to cancel your dash before the end of your dash here, then land here. Okay, so let me show you this properly. It's been so long since I've done it, so I'm kind of relearning it as I'm going, but... And ideally you do not want to hit that platform. But let me show you it once more. You can also walk off instead of doing that dash. So let me show you, kind of like this. Then, yeah. One more time. You see I'm too far left. It's up to you whether you want to walk or not. Now I'm going to show you a Trinomi drop. So this is the idea. That's not it. Been so long since I've done this, holy shit. Very sorry, guys. Yeah, now I remember. Okay, so this is Trinomi drop. So that's the fall you want to do. There's a couple things to keep in mind. Okay, first of all, it's really hard to learn. So right, left, all the way. Then we have to avoid this guy. So one way to be more certain that you'll avoid him is you wall cling here. When you wall cling here, it slows down your acceleration, so you're falling at 0 speed again, and then you build it back up. So that just lets you go further to the left here. It makes it so that most of the time you'll clear this guy, but it does lose like a tiny bit of time. I think it's worth going for the wall cling if you're a beginner, but if you're okay with getting hit, then you might get hit like 1 in 5 or 1 in 6 times. Just avoid that wall cling as you fall though. But I'm going to show you Trinomi drop one more time. Right, left. And you want to avoid getting hits, and then go in here. So this room has a couple little things you need to keep in mind. So you always want to dash when you get in. Don't hold left when you dash unless this guy's way up. Otherwise you'll get hit by the little tentacles. So these guys are all randomly spawned. Sometimes they'll be low enough that you need to hit them. If they're close enough that you can up slash, go for the up slash. Otherwise, go for the side slash and dash through them. Okay, so I'm going to show you this room all at once. This guy's pretty high up. His tentacle hitboxes are a bit higher up than they appear, so you can dash under him like that. Then as you get here, you want to fall down and then crystal dash off this wall. So when you crystal dash in here, you see this jellyfish. I cancel my C dash as soon as I get to him. Then I fall, then I'm right at the doorway. Okay, so we're going down. So you can get the bench up here if you're afraid of dying, which is totally reasonable because this boss is ass. But anyway, you're falling down here. I'm going to show you the basic movement through this room first. Okay. Notice I didn't actually trigger the fight right away, but that's the basic idea. I'm all the way back here. So when you're going through Teacher's Archives, there's the left route and the right route. For beginners, I recommend the right route because there's less chance of taking damage, but as you get better, you might want to learn the left route just because it saves about a second. So let me show you the right route one more time. Okay, so one thing is you want to mini hop as you get on that platform, and then right before you hit this little thing on the floor here, you want to start dashing. And that'll put you past this, because this activates based off proximity, so you want to start your dashes at that point. Another thing to note is every time you hit one of these mini jellyfish, they die, and it freezes the game for like 9 frames. So just keep that in mind. If you don't need to kill them, then don't. But if you need to heal up, then just kill them. Just kill them and play it safe. It's not worth potentially dying to Uumuu. Don't do that. But yeah, you get to here, you start your menu drop. Some people menu drop after they start falling, so they start falling and then they menu drop down to right here. I recommend menu dropping from the top and then falling normally here. That's because menu dropping resets your fall speed. So yeah, you fall a bit, then you reset your fall speed by opening the menu. It's a bit slower. So start the menu drop like I did. So now I'm going to show you left side. So you want to walk off this platform slightly and then dash. So you avoid those dudes. Then get down here and C dash. Menu drop. C. Yeah, you're supposed to actually C dash there. Ideally, when you menu drop here, you cancel your menu drop before landing on this little platform. But that's the idea behind left side. You can also do it with dashes. We'll see if I can actually get it. This is the idea. I'm pretty rusty at it. I don't recommend doing it that way anyway, because you can get hit, you always get hit once, and you can get hit twice pretty easily. But I recommend this strat because it's safer and it's still pretty fast. So start your menu drop, Ideally you don't hit that. And now we're at Uumuu. So you want to dream nail him as he spawns. I always like to just go up here. So, okay, we're trying to get a 2-cycle on Uumuu. You don't have to get a 2-cycle, but you want to learn these fundamentals that I'm going to teach you so that you can get a 3-cycle consistently, even if you don't get a 2-cycle. So we're luring him in a specific way. I always like to go down here. So everyone has like a slightly different way of doing this, but this is how I do it, and it's pretty straightforward. So I lure him all the way down, and once he's at this spot, we can start getting dream nails on him. So depending on the amount of soul, you may or may not need dream nails, but just knowing how to do this in case your soul is low is helpful. So you wait until he finishes the attack, and as soon as he starts moving from that position, you do a dream nail at this spot. So you see I react to him starting to move, and dash away and dream nail again. Okay, now this part is the most difficult part. What we're going to be doing is a sequence of fireballs and nails such that we hit him as much as possible while he's stuck inside the center platform where he does not get knocked back. And then as he gets outside of the center platform, when he's retreating from us, we get double hits with our fireball casts that we've saved up. Okay, so when we start doing this, I always like to do a damage tank just by walking into him so that I have iframes so that I'm not risking getting hit while I'm doing the damage to him. So I can just focus on doing damage. I don't have to worry about his hitbox at all. So watch. Okay, and that's the damage cycle. You do fireball, nail, nail, fireball, nail, nail, fireball, nail, nail, fireball, fireball, and maybe another fireball. I lost count. But the point is that you do fireball, nail, nail, fireball, nail, nail repeatedly until he's outside the center platform, and as he's outside of it, you do multiple fireballs to knock him back and get a double hit. So that's the optimal cycle that you want to copy. You need to use quick cast, do not use focus cast. You need to focus on pressing your inputs at the right timing. Just focus on hitting the buttons at the right timing, okay? So you can see we're going to get into the second cycle. What's going to happen is he's going to get his like little jellyfish, he's going to go back into his normal form, and then he'll start moving. As soon as he starts moving, you want to be at the edge of this ledge and dream nail as soon as you see him start moving. Walk back a bit, dream nail again. Okay, that way you have 2 dream nails worth of soul. You need to get full soul in order to get the 2 cycle. So after this attack finishes, I'm gonna get another dream nail. But I messed up. So I'm gonna go for another one. And you can see I lost the 2 cycle, but we can still go for the same thing. So let's go for a dream nail as he's coming towards me. Let's get another dream nail. And I'm gonna cancel this fight and just go back to the beginning. But let me show you guys. I'm gonna be going through this fight like probably 20 times. So if you just care about getting through the fight, then you can skip to the next video, but I'm going to be showing you guys everything that I know about this. 1, 2, 3. Then jump up here, just wall jump. It's not precise, just wall jump wherever you want really. Just close to the top is good enough. Then something I like to do to position myself is after he finishes that attack, I wall cling on this wall and dash off of it, and I nail swing to knock myself back, and it'll always put you in the exact same spot, which is right here, just at the very edge of this platform. And you can just stand here if he does the quick attack. You can notice he only does 2 attacks. He does the slow attack and the quick attack, or the chasing attack and the static attack, I guess. But the point is, one loses time and one doesn't. So we wait until he starts moving. dash away, dream nail again, and walk into. I have invincibility on. Let me turn that off so I can show you everything properly. But I'm going to be going through this fight quite a lot of times. So, get cozy. 4 or 5. I don't know why I'm counting, but here we just use the knockback to get to this spot. And we get 2 quick attacks, so if I were in a run, I would be celebrating right now. You can only do 2 of the same attack in a row, so wait for him to start moving, dream nail, dash away, dream nail. Then we wait for Quirrell to jump. That's the timing for us to move into Uumuu for the damage tank. Wait for him to start moving for the dream nail, then we walk back a little bit and get another dream nail. Because he did the quick attack and it was not on top of us, sometimes it can be on top of us, sometimes it's not. That means we just get a 3rd dream nail. We have all the soul we need for the next cycle, so what we do is we just go down here and we charge up a crystal heart. So, or crystal dash or whatever. So, there's 2 possibilities. Either he does the the quick attack like he's doing now, and we just hold the charge, or he does the long attack and we go. So the point is, you go down to this platform and you just wait to see what he does. So I'm waiting for this, and then I go to the other side. And at this point, it's the same as the first cycle. So that's what happens when Uumuu cooperates really well. And the basic idea of the second cycle is that you get 2 dream nails, ideally, as he's coming back. And then he does and then he'll do something. As he's about to do his attack, you come down here, you wait to see what he does, and then you go eventually, and then you try to get a dream nail up here as he's moving back towards the right. That's what often happens in this fight, in the second phase. Sometimes you can get a 3rd dream nail as he's doing his attack. Like immediately after your first 2 dream nails, you can just walk back and get a 3rd one. Sometimes he'll be doing the long attack after he finishes like his vulnerable phase. So you'll get your 2 dream nails. He'll do the long attack, and you have to jump around and wait for him, and then you just land on here and you get your 3rd dream nail. It's super important to think about how you're getting your 3rd dream nail. But you should always get 2 dream nails at the start. Unless he does a quick attack right away, then you cancel your 2nd dream nail and you move out of the quick attack and you get your dream nail then. Then you just think about when to get your 3rd dream nail. So you should always get 2 dream nails right off the start, right off the bat. 3. You can get 2 dream nails as he spawns as well. You just need to have the right timing for it, but it doesn't really matter too much unless you need to heal up really badly. Okay, 2 slow attacks, which is okay. Wait for him to start moving. Get 2 dream nails. Quirrell jumped. Wait for him to start moving and dream nail. Walk back, dream nail, and we got the quick attack and good luck, so you see, one thing I did is I'm not trying to jump down here right away. We want to keep him in the center platform, right? So I just walk to the left of this platform and lure him straight horizontally, because he follows you, right? So you just want to lure him straight to the left so he doesn't go too far down. If he goes too far down, then you might have trouble double hitting him and stuff, so just keep that in mind. When he's in his vulnerable phase, he always flies away from you. He always retreats away from your position, and he accelerates. So it's not like he just like rapidly moves away from you. If you go above him, his movement will start accelerating away from you. It's not like always going straight away from you at all times. So The point is that if he's too far down in the platform and you stand on the platform when he's vulnerable, then he'll start moving down as well because he's below you. So he'll retreat downwards, which you don't want because it's going to be awkward to get the double hits just based off of the hitboxes of the platforms and stuff. So we're waiting for this quick attack, and I'm going to wait for it to finish, and then I'm going to crystal dash to the right. I already have I already have full soul, but if I didn't have full soul, I'd crystal dash to the right, I'd stop on the platform on the right, then I'd jump up here, and I'd try to dream nail him again. I don't need to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway just to show you. And I didn't have the time for it. And you can see he was pretty far down that time. Like I was saying, that can cause problems at times, but I did manage to get the double hit. And it's just, sometimes it can be pretty random, because that's just the way this game is. Okay, now I do the little knockback trick. This just puts him in like a really nice spot. That's why I like doing it. It's not necessary at all though, and you can just stand here the whole time. When you just stand there the whole time, it just feels really nice to just chill out during the Uumuu fight. You can see I kind of messed up my platforming a bit, so I didn't get 2 dream nails. You can see this one spawned on top of me, so I had to cancel my dream nail, or else if I tried to finish my dream nail, it would have hit me before I could finish it. You have to cancel your dream nail if one of these spawns on you. You can see there was one hidden behind him, so I had to move to the right just slightly. Now this is what you do if he's in this position, because let's say there's a random amount of attacks that he does. Sometimes he'll do another attack right now, sometimes he won't. Sometimes he'll immediately go vulnerable. And you know that if he goes vulnerable, he just flies directly towards you, and then he goes vulnerable. So if I'm to the right of him and he starts flying towards me, he's not going to be in the center platform anymore. So I need to lure him in some other way so that if he does go into his vulnerable phase, he's still within the same spot that he is right now. So the way we do that is by dunking in the acid. That didn't work out because I had the timing all wrong and I was in a weird spot. But let me show you guys properly. Okay. There's also a different timing for when you dunk in the first phase or the second phase. In the second phase, you want to dunk right away. In the first phase, you want to wait about 1 second to 1.5 seconds and then you dunk. Okay? And that's just after, I time it after the last attack that he does finishes. It's a little bit tricky, but just like when you're learning the timing of when to dunk, always be consistent in looking at his positioning and the timing at which you dunk. Look at the timing of his last attack and count from that to the time at which you dunk. You can also do things like nail swings or mini hops just to help time it, and just find a timing that works for the first cycle and for the second cycle for when you dunk. And also think about where you dunk, because that's also going to obviously influence how he moves. I always like to dunk from these bottom corner platforms. I get the timing and then I mini hop, jump into the acid. Okay, sometimes you can get that dream nail in before that hits you. I know I said before that you should cancel it. Sometimes you don't, but usually you do cancel it. unless you're like really quick like I was that time. Okay, now he's doing an extra attack, so keep that in mind. He's not always going to go vulnerable there, but look at, if you saw his positioning before, you can see that if he's right here and I'm down here and he starts to go into the vulnerable phase, he'll just get lured to the right a little bit and he'll be right here when he goes vulnerable. So that's the perfect spot. So when he's about to do his last potential attack, and keep in mind he can always do one extra attack but not two, when he's at this spot, you want to just keep in mind his positioning to decide whether to dunk. Usually if he's about the center of the platform, then you want to dunk so that he moves like in a circle and goes back to his spot. So like keep him, like for example, if he's right here and you're down here, then if you jump off and dunk, then he'll follow you downwards and then you'll respawn and he'll start accelerating back towards the platform. That's the idea behind dunking. But if he's to the left, all the way to the left, then you don't need to dunk because you can just stand here and he'll get lured right here. Okay, that's the idea. But he's doing an extra attack, and you can tell he's doing an extra attack by how fast he moves. If he's moving slowly, then you don't need to dunk because he's just doing an extra attack. He's gonna go all the way to the right, and you can just lure him back into the platform, usually, without too much problems. He's really low right now though. That's the only problem, is because I dunked there, it lured him all the way down. You don't want to lure him all the way down like that. You want to keep him roughly level with the platform. Otherwise you might run into issues like that. Your nail is too early. There we just go for the nail strat. And you can just stand here and chill out. Because he did 2 quick attacks in a row, you know he's gonna do a long attack like that. And we can get 3 easy dream nails and just go to this platform. Here he did the long attack, so we just react to it. Now he's pretty close to the middle of the platform, so I think it's kind of unclear whether I dunk or not here, but I'm gonna try just luring him down slightly. I'm gonna do it by wall jumping on this part, and then it's gonna lure him just over here. And he'll be on the far right side of the platform, but I think we'll be fine. Okay. Yep. So with that positioning, now you know. This is a lot of experimentation. There's so many variables in this fight. You just need to keep your eyes on what's happening and his positioning and figure out what works. Also keep in mind, you know, Hollow Knight runs differently on different computers, slightly anyway, so it's not always going to be 100% consistent on every computer. Okay, so let's go for this. Sometimes you take damage from that, and that's okay. So that's the 3rd dream nail when he does the long attack. You just go up around those platforms and you land here and then you get the dream nail. Then you react to what attack he does here. He's super far to the left, so we're good. Oh, he was really far down there, so like I said, sometimes being down can cause problems. That just meant he didn't get the double. He didn't get double hit. And that just sometimes happens. That could have been prevented by not luring him as far down when I was crystal dashing, like after the crystal dash at the bottom. I probably could have lured him a bit higher up. So that's, you know, that's my fault. You want to keep him at a certain height. Okay, let's get this stream nail. Oh, and he's doing his first phase extra attack. So sometimes, whether he does extra attacks or not is based off the total distance that he's moved within that phase. So the first phase, you can see he only moved to this point, so he didn't actually move very far at all. So he hasn't moved far enough to trigger his vulnerable phase. So he gets to this point, and he just decides to do another extra attack. So that's what he's doing. So you can see, I jumped into the acid as that last attack finished. That's way too early. You have to wait just slightly over a second after that last attack dissipates. So I jumped too early. So he moved down and accelerated a little bit. Now he's going to accelerate way back towards me, and he's going to be too high. And that's not a good cycle at all. So you want to be very cognizant of when you do your acid dunks. Probably gonna wrap up pretty shortly. And here we see another extra attack. 1, 2. Let's try that. That's too high as well. So the problem is that I'm not waiting until the attack dissipates to start counting. Usually I'd count to like 2, but you have to wait until the attack actually dissipates. It's been a really long time, so I apologize for not showing it properly, but the point is, like, either way you kind of have to figure out the timing for yourself, because you're always going to, everyone's going to move into the acid slightly differently, so not everyone's going to have the exact same timings. And it just depends on so many factors, like his exact positioning as well affects it, so yeah. Okay, let's get the third dream nail for free. And you notice so I identified he was in the center of the platform, so I needed to do an acid dunk, but it's kind of awkward to do when you're in the middle of a crystal dash, so he's too low right now. So I should have done the dunk earlier. Anyway, I'm gonna do one more attempt. I might redo this video with proper dunk timings and stuff once I figure them out again. It's just that I'm really rusty right now because I haven't played in months. But honestly, even if you get a 3 cycle, if you're a beginner, a 3 cycle is absolutely fine. Do not stress out about 2 cycle too much. Even I can PB with a 2 cycle. Anyone can PB with a 2 cycle. It's just, it gets harder as it goes on. Of course. I'm gonna get a third dream nail like this. And I take damage doing that, but it's okay. He's in pretty good position. He's doing an extra attack, so I'm just gonna go through him and lure him back over. I'm gonna try to get him a bit lower. Okay, and that is Uumuu. Again, like I said, don't stress out about it too much. Focus on not dying, but also focus on getting soul, so that every time you get him into the vulnerable phase, you can practice practice what you need to do. So I'm just gonna go to Monomon, just so we can end our split there. Then you want to poke. You don't need to poke with that. You can just dash into this and wall jump off of it. And then you want to dash here so that your fall doesn't get broken. And then you just walk so that your body is like where Quirrell is, and then you can dream nail. This might be too far to the right. Nope, that's good. So you can crystal dash as soon as you get in, or you can do the same movement as before. It's about the same time-wise, to my knowledge. And you just kill Monomon, and that's it. Then you mash once you get to that point, and you just wait. Here you can take a drink of water, as I shall. Oh, sorry, that was probably loud. Anyway, that's it for this split. Check out the next split on Queen's Gardens and Hera.